Hey guys, I'm Jeremiah Patterson and welcome back to my channel. For those of you wondering, what is this document in his hand? Well, this is the 9-page House resolution. I know this is only just last year, December, but on December 18th, 2019, President Donald J. Trump was impeached, and he will now go down in history as the third U.S. president to be impeached. Previous presidents before him have been impeached, including President Andrew Johnson, which repeatedly clashed with the Republican-controlled Congress, and also President Bill Clinton for a sex scandal, and now President Trump for, and I quote, it says here, Article 1, abuse of power, and Article 2, obstruction of Congress. Quote, Article 1 says, quote, the Constitution provides that the House of Representatives, quote, shall have the sole power of impeachment, end quote, and that the President shall be removed from office on impeachment for any conviction, for conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. In his conduct of the office of the President of the United States, and in violation of his constitutional oath faithfully to execute the office of President of the United States, and to the best of his ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States, and in violation of his constitutional duty to take care that the law be faithfully executed, Donald J. Trump has abused the powers of the presidency, and then it goes on. And I quote from Article 2 here. Sorry, I may have passed Article 2, but Article 2 is obstruction of Congress for not letting certain witnesses testify and denying subpoenas vigorously and just denying subpoenas. Quote 2, Article 2, obstruction of Congress. The Constitution provides that the House of Representatives shall have the sole power of impeachment, and that the President shall be removed from office. Okay, it's a repeating. Let me diverge into this part here. There we go. Donald J. Trump has directed the unprecedented, categorical, and indiscriminate defiance of subpoenas issued by the House of Representatives, pursuant to its sole power of impeachment. President Trump has abused the powers of the presidency in a manner offensive to and subversive of the Constitution, in that the House of Representatives has engaged in impeachment inquiry focused on President Trump's corrupt solicitation of the government of Ukraine to interfere in the 2020 United States presidential election. As part of this impeachment inquiry, the committees undertake this investigation, serve subpoenas, seeking documents and testimony deemed vital to the inquiry from various executive branch agencies and offers and current and former officials. That's very interesting because today is January 4th, 2020, and this is the same day that just more than 40 years ago, President Nixon was defying, he wasn't really defying, but he was sort of refusing to hand over some key documents, or I believe his Watergate tapes. He's refusing to hand that over. So as we diverge and as we dive into this new year, 2020, we have an impeached president running for re-election. What will come out this time? Will the rhetoric be worse if he loses the election? Does he have any contingency plans if he doesn't win, or if he does win? What will happen in this election? Will the rhetoric become even more diabolical and reprehensible? What will happen in this election? What is inevitable at this point that we know from perceiving Donald Trump in the White House for 4 years? What is inevitable? What will happen? That question can only be answered by a future person who is already in the future and who's already seen it. But we are living in the present. We cannot see the future. Nor can we see what's going to happen tomorrow, or 5 minutes from now, or 28 years from now. We cannot see that. We can only predict that our predictions are correct. You can only predict that we will not fall into a World War III. You can only predict that the United States will not become a dictatorship. You can only you can only hope that these things won't happen. can predict that it's going to rain outside tomorrow. But then tomorrow you have the next day, and what if it doesn't rain? That shows that your prediction is wrong. That shows that your hypothetical is inaccurate. We can only predict what is predictable. We cannot predict what is unpredictable. It was predictable and it was inevitable that President Trump would be impeached on December 18, 2019, because the Democrats controlled the House. We predicted that. But what we cannot predict is something that is far more hyperbolic, a far more different scenario than what we can sort of come up with and try to predict ourselves. President Donald Trump is the 45th president of the United States. President Richard Nixon was the 37th president of the United States. Right after LBJ, LBJ decided not to run for re-election because of the Vietnam War. He said, "I shall not seek another term." President Richard Nixon, in his resignation speech, said, "I have received unanimous support from my family urging me not to resign." But he said, "I shall do it for the good of the country." President Trump will not resign. We don't know what he's going to do. If he resigns, it'll be astonishing and people will be flabbergasted. But we can only predict what we know is inevitable. If it's been raining all week, I can predict that it will rain tomorrow. And it may be inevitable, imminent, that it will rain tomorrow. Unless, astonishingly, there's a sunny day. My point is, this 9-page resolution here that we have, this 9-page resolution that was released to the public, this is history. This 9-page resolution document on how to impeach the President of the United States, this is history. This document right here is history. This is history in the making. This is something that you should put on your wall and tell your grandkids or your kids from now, years from now, that I publicly watched the President of the United States, the 45th President of the United States, become an impeached president. And I watched him run for re-election, and I was wondering if he's going to win the re-election. I was wondering he was not going to win the re-election. Donald Trump has people running up against him. He has my mind just went blank there. It's Tom Steyer running the Democratic field. You have Pete Buttigieg running the Democratic field. You also have Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Joe Biden. And also Andrew Yang. Marianne Wilson, she's still in. Those are about the only couples I know, except the others who have dropped out, like Wayne Messam, I think he's dropped out. Michael Bloomberg has also just entered the race. Wayne Messam, I think he's dropped out. Of the race, you have Kamala Harris, who's astonishingly dropped out. Eric Swalwell dropped out way before the second debate, I believe. Julian Castro just dropped out. So who will take down Trump in 2020? Who will make history again? What will happen? What will happen this time that changes the course of history, that history books are changed, that when kids years from now, 20 years from now, dive into their history books with their English teachers, with their history teachers and their history professors from colleges, they dive into these books and they read up, oh my gosh, the 45th president was impeached. What else happened? Was he reelected again? The president of the United States cyberbullied 16-year-old Greta Thunberg. His rhetoric is reprehensible, it is diabolical, and it is just disgusting. We cannot have that person in the White House. We cannot have him just demoralize people like that on a social media platform. And you would think that the social media platform would be more compelling to sort of even maybe take down the president's account, or maybe just stop it. There should be no place on social media for cyberbullies, for reprehensible behavior, for diabolical behavior, and for inexplicable behavior. And it's also incomprehensible that someone would do that. We don't know what to expect from this president. We do not know what to expect from this president. But what's going on in Iraq right now, the president of the United States cannot, hopefully, and we hope and pray that he does not tweet this, but hopefully the president of the United States does not tweet, "I declare war on Iran." That is just a crazy hypothetical that I'm throwing out there, but hopefully that does not happen. The President of the United States cannot tweet he or she declares war on another country, because according to the Constitution, the President has to tell Congress first, and Congress will then vote on if the war is necessary or if the war is gratuitous. That's how we went into war after President Franklin D. Roosevelt stood on after he stood on the podium and said, "This is ridiculous." Well, he didn't exactly say that. He said, "But this day will live in infamy." He's referring to Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941. We don't know what will happen. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen 12 minutes from now. But I can only say New York was on high alert just a couple of days ago, and they are still on high alert right now because New York is a city. It is a big city in the United States. It's popular for tourists and millions of citizens. It's a big, great city in the United States that everyone wants to go. You got Mickey Mouse there. You want to go see Mickey? Go see Mickey. You got Big New York Pizza there. It's great. You have all these tall skyscrapers that were attacked during 9/11. New York is an imminent threat. It is a threat for some reason. New York is being threatened because they are on high alert right now. And it's sad to say that it could be imminent that New York would be the first city to be attacked in such devastation. In such devastation and pernicious events that if it does occur, which we can only pray and hope that it does not. We are living in different times now. We are living with a different president now. We are living under different history now. This is America. This is 2020. This is the new year. And we are already starting off with violent actions. And I can delineate this and stipulate this in many different ways and go on into a long contextual 40-minute video. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave you with this message. Whatever happens tomorrow, whatever happens today, 12 minutes from now, whatever happens, we are Americans. We have always been Americans. We have always been strong. After 9/11, our country coalesced. Our country unanimously was kind. We came together as a country unanimously. We coalesced. We were great. We didn't care. And after 9/11, it did not matter if you were Democrat or Republican. We were all coming together because our country had just been attacked. The symbol and the beacon of democracy was just attacked. America was attacked. And we retaliated, so we went into war. We have always been a strong country. The Boston Marathon bombing, we got back up from that. We have always been a strong country. Kennedy assassination, got back up from that. Nixon impeached, we got back up from that. The Centennial bombings and the Ruby Ridge, what happened in it in the 1990s, we got back up from that. We got back up from Waco. We got back up from Columbine, from El Paso, from Parkland. Do I need to keep going? My point is, and with this long contextual monologue of an analogy, is that we are America. I'm here to tell you tonight that we are America. We are great. We will always be great. And we will always get back up. Because that's America. That's the America I know and love. And that's the America we will always be. A democracy. We have the right to vote. You have the right to be gay. You have the right to be bisexual. You have the right to be transgender, lesbian, whatever you want to be. You can vote in this country. You can have a religion or not. Because this is America. This is America, the symbol of the beacon and the symbol of freedom and democracy, and having the right to do what you want to do as a citizen, having the right to live your life as a Christian, a Buddhist, and an atheist if you want. It's your right, because this is America. This is your life now. This is 2020. This is America. This has always been America. Yeah, we've had some rough times, but we got back up from it. That is the America I know and love, and that is America we always will be. Thank you for watching this video, everyone, and have a great day. Remember to stay positive and inspired. Don't forget to share this video with a friend or a loved one, and God bless all of you. Stick with us, America. We'll get back up.